Hey everyone, Teamudf here for the Teamudf Community Showcase. People have submitted games, artwork, photographs, stories, and possibly other stuff, but I have not gone through the list yet because I'm super unorganized and whatever else. Okay, so we're just going to go straight down the line in a semi-random order. Remember that if you have submitted a full game, it might not be fully completed on the showcase, but there's time to do things. Let's start checking things out and see how far we get today, and YouTube, enjoy the VOD. So let's start this thing off with ZC. This first submission is R3D by Arkea. Let's jump right into it. God dang it, ZC, I swear to Christ. Oh, wait. I actually know what I did wrong. Hang on. I know what I did wrong. There we go. Okay. Let's see. I wouldn't go in there if I were you. It is not meant to be seen. In fact, looking upon it could doom the world. Alright, so we're going to die immediately. We've got a draw calls count on the screen or something, and we go through this portal, and wham! Suddenly, it is 3D ZC. Behold. Music's gonna be a little quiet, but, you know. So I just wanted to start off by showing that someone has gone completely nuts. And his name is Arkea. And he has presented us with this very brief demonstration of 3D Zelda Classic. Music is very serene. There's not much to see yet, but... Is Arkea actually Blue Knight? Arkea's actually Moosh. Man, Arkea doesn't get any credit of his own, huh? He can't just be Arkea. There's a nice little waterfall. Yeah, there's platform height in this. You can drop down. See, now I can't get back up because I'm... You know, can't climb. Let's see, Arkea says it's from scratch and doesn't use raycasting. It's a portal engine, sort of like build engine. This is way more detailed than the Blue Knight 3D engine. That one was just hallways at one height. I do agree that it's very nice looking, just responding to chat. So yeah, you can climb up these stairs and everything. And that would be about it for now. He hasn't implemented anything else yet, but I did want to start you off with something that's, well, really interesting, actually. So yeah, for now, you can just traverse these very small ruins. Reminds you of Daggerfall. I can see that. I can see that. This is ROM hack. This is not ROM hacking. Get out of here. Gosh darn it. Get out of here. Classic PC game feel, for sure. I can imagine all the, all those different grid-based movement systems or whatever. That's what this kind of reminds me of. So yes, keep an eye out on Arkea's magnificent possible 3D ZC quest, everybody. That will be it for now, though. I don't know if Arkea himself wants to add anything else. He said no models. He does have ideas to extend it to PS1 era 3D things. Can you fall in the water? No. You are not able to walk into the water. People saying this is really neat. Z-Script gone insane in a good way. Indeed. Windows 95. Old Wolfenstein 3D. Okay, your fake mode 7's got nothing on this. You could fall in, but I put in invisible walls. Ah, okay. Here you go, then. Yeah, you can kind of see some of the limitations here when you, like, clip through the wall and everything, but this is just a very brief start. So, I mean, there's probably more to come, more to screw around with. Indeed. Alright, so that's our first look at Zelda Classic today. So thank you very much for your submission going first, Arkea. He did not know about this. I just decided to torture people and make it go on early. Let's see. To be honest, it looks more like Elder Scrolls 1 Arena. Thank you for the bits, Violet. I never saw any of Arena. The earliest I've seen is Dragonfall, and that is from Dark Forest stream, so there you go. No secret behind the waterfall. Oh, man. Alright. Not seen Arena, time to watch PBG's video. Darn it, TS, you've just been waiting for an excuse for me to get to this freaking person, haven't you? You goobin. You goobin. Next up, we're going to take a look at WOS, which I believe stood for Well of Silence, but I don't remember anymore because Shadow Isher keeps changing things and whatever the flid. She doesn't really. I'm just like scapegoating at the time here. Alright. So this will be the first story of the day. Let's see what we got. Segment 1, Arrival. The air was light but damp with freshly fallen rain. Two individuals walk along a well-trodden path within the woods, hoods up to keep the rain out of their eyes. One wore a pack and had a well-worn teal scarf around their neck. Hooked on the right leg was a quiver of bolts and the crossbow to fire them. Hey, look, they're fired. No, okay. They would occasionally pause and turn back, waiting on their companion to catch up. The other had no pack and moved slower, as they had not done such a hike in many years. I've lived in the city so long that I forgot how nice it is here, the second traveler noted when they caught up. But this has been such a trek for me. Trek it has been, but you've kept up fairly well, the first commented. Just shows we're people of the wood. Even the decade I spent in the city, I tried to make time to spend a day among the trees. Oh no, it's the Lorax. It's the Lorax. The first then scanned the wood line along the path, a hum of worry escaping her. I get it's autumn, but more animals have migrated than usual. Not many around. Isn't that why you came to the city, though? The second asked, stretching since they had stopped. To move the tribe, because resources have been diminishing. The first was looking around before spotting a familiar sight. Unkempt from their leave stood a statue overgrown. Okay. They wandered over, brushing away some of the growth. That's the plan, came the reply when the second joined them. But getting father to come is my worry. Is he really that changed? The first sighed. Do you remember how his mother, the previous Aldar, was? Distant, but led well if I remember. And how do you remember father? Adventurous, a trickster, always trying to bring a smile to the tribe's faces. I never knew him like that, just a distant man who speaks highly of the Guardians. The second's shoulders sagged. All right. Okay. I guess he has changed, the second mused. I've missed a lot. I'll say, came a third voice. The second traveler glanced behind them, spotting the voice's owner. Short pink hair was tied back by a green bandana and a full beard that was covered with small twigs, like he had been out in the woods a while. A cloak. Wait. A cloak was draped over his shoulders, the hood fallen back. No fear of concern crossed his features, only surprise at who was there. We thought you dead all this time. All right. I know, came the meek reply. The traveler had gone several decades, displaced when the tribe was attacked by a human group they referred to as the Raiders. The man walked closer to the duo, shifting his hunting bow on his shoulder. The first traveler shrugged off the pack they had carried and took out a smaller pack. There were also packs. They then stood, handing the pack to the man. You don't mind if she bunks at you place? The first traveler inquired as the man took the pack. Of course not. Since you sent word ahead, I've prepped a bed. The man replied with a warm smile. He then turned his gaze back at the second traveler. Welcome home, sister. You'll have to tell us about how life's treated you. Startled by being addressed as sister, she turned to her companion. A big grin could be seen under the hood. What, don't remember little Gorgonzola? Came the question. Y'all knew I was going to do it. You all knew I was going to do it. Second traveler quickly turned back to the man, surprise and recognition dawning on her face. Gorgon, she echoed the name. He gave a grin as the first traveler patted the woman on the back. There'll be time for catching up. For now, you guys head on in. Gorgon regarded the first traveler for a long moment. Probably what I'll do for these stories is I'll break them up into segments, and then we'll, like, show some art or things as a small break in between, and then we can, like, continue. And then some of the longer ones we'll just do, like, parts of. But, I don't know, I guess I should be making notes and stuff, right? Alright, there is a convention I'm actually not entirely convinced is a correct thing here. That would be the use of the period, but then transitioning into a lowercase. More commonly, I would see comma, quote, and then the lowercase, or a period, and then the start of a brand new sentence would be the capital letter. But like I said, this might just be some convention I've not heard of yet, but I don't know. I certainly haven't seen it in all the years of reading, so that could just be a specific thing. And now it's suddenly a J story because it talks about the dark moon. "It's nearly the dark moon," he noted. "I know," came the reply, followed by a sigh before turning back to the statue. "Not the most idle of timing. So you're aware? Orion's kept me informed." "Very well," Gorgon noted with a nod. He then turned to his sister. "Come, let's get you situated and get some rest. I reckon it's been quite the trip." The first traveler listened as they walked away, softly chatting about the trip. The traveler then detached a dagger from the quiver and began to trim the brush from the statue. A memory from long ago echoed in their mind. Just a young girl listening to a song the statue once sung. You haven't sang since Mother died," she remarked softly, fingers tracing the moss that had grown over it. With a sigh, she stowed her dagger and stood up. "House is probably a dust mess. He never really took care of himself after that event." As she followed the path Gorgon had led his sister, her free hand gripped the scarf she wore. It was the only physical token of her mother's existence she had. There were other items, but she could not exactly tote them about. The village was quiet. Given the time of night, it was to be expected. She had originally wanted to arrive during the daylight, but her companion had trouble keeping pace. The older woman had kept apologizing, but the younger one told her it was fine. She was grateful the Gorgonzola had been up at this hour. It made things simple. Her gaze moved to the house up on Silent Hill. The Eldar house. Her father's house. She sighed as she made her way toward it. Technically, it was her home as well, but she did not consider it as such. After her mother's death, she had been taken in by Orion's family. She had returned to the Eldar house after her rite of adulthood, but the energies there were off. Even now, as she reached to open the door, the unsettling energy swirled. It was always strongest around the dark moon. Half wishing that Orion had also been awake, she entered the Eldar house and pulled down her hood. Eyes were quick to adapt to the darker light. Soggy the Dark Clown. I can't see this phrase without ever thinking of Soggy the Dark Clown. God dang it. To her surprise, the old piano still sat in its place. She ventured near it and placed a hand on it. Years of dust was built up on it, and she doubt it even played anymore. With a heavy, sad sigh, she climbed up the stairs. Unsurprising, the door to her room was shut, and probably had been since she left a decade ago. It opened with a squeak that seemed loud in the silent house. See, I was right. Silent Hill. With a frown, she added it to the mental list of things to do when morning light came. Securing the door closed behind her, she pulled a small flashlight from her pack and clicked it on. Even in there, the dust was thick, although her thoughtfulness showed. The bed was covered by an old bear hide blanket, keeping the dust mostly off the bed itself. She took off the scarf and hung it on the hanger. You know, I guess. Before removing her cloak and also hanging it up. Hey, you can just do away with some redundancy here. She then removed the bear hide and carefully folded it up and put it in the corner of the room. Returning to her bed, she sat down and removed her boots. Turning off the light, she lay down and closed her eyes. Not long after, she found herself in the realm of the spirits. She was merely floating there, no sight of stable footing. She did not panic, as there were times when she came here, and this is how she spent her time there. It was not long before her ears picked up on the familiar notes. played on a piano. A sense of peace washed over her as childhood memories danced in her mind. The tune was one her mother played, the one her memories remember. I guess as opposed to what? It also brought a sad smile to her face. Her mother's spirit was always near and always trying to soothe her troubled mind. The door squeak brought her awake with a start as she sat upright in her bed. Standing in the doorway with the hand still on the latch was her father. Garbed in red robes and his worn brown leather pants, he looked the part of someone in charge. As she met his eyes, they were dull and distant. The only eyes she'd ever seen growing up. "Kit, come," he noted with a level voice. He does not seem surprised she was home, yet something made her think he was. "Father," she replied curtly. Dealing with him had never been easy for her, as he had always been distant. Yet in letters she got from Orion around the bright moon, she would still talk with the lad and learn about her adventures. Kitcom had no reason to doubt Orion, but until she saw the change herself, she would deal with her father as little as she could. "Do you remember Sarah? One of your mother's former friends vanished before her rite of adulthood and believed dead." "And is believed dead, I guess," he noted with the same level tone. "Strange that you know the name. That's because she's alive and well. I've brought her with me," came Kitcom's reply. To her surprise, something passed in his... To her surprise, something passed in his eye. Okay, I gotcha. Causing them to not appear distant. Okay. "To show not all humans are bad," Kitcom added. "Even I don't hold all humans poorly in my heart," came a surprised response. I noticed there's a lot of surprise here. A lot of surprise. "Only the ones that keep attacking. They have all have the same identifiers." Kitcom draped her legs over the edge of her bed, a sigh escaping her. Based on the light seeping through the window, dawn had arrived. Dawn is breaking. There was much she wanted to do and things she needed to check on. Her father left without a word, and she listened as he moved downstairs. Slipping off the bed, she dug into her small bag and pulled out a clean shirt and her jacket. Freshening up and getting dressed, Kitcom grabbed the scarf and headed downstairs. Well, look who's returned." Kitcom's gaze was pulled to the dining table near the counter. Her father was sitting there, pouring himself some tea. At the table already was someone Kitcom recalled being one of her father's oldest friends, Stephen. Alright. Probably we could just do... At the table already was Stephen, one of her father's oldest friends. He had long gray hair and had clothes on that looked like someone who was getting ready to have a morning spar with someone. Okay. All right. "Indeed," she replied as she wrapped her scarf around her shoulders. Who you sparring with?" "Gone for the seasons and hasn't missed a beat," Stephen said with a chuckle. "Going to spar with Jackie's, I don't care. I don't know. I know. Teamudf, I'm not good with names he makes. How's he going to be good with names you guys make? That'll be his new name, everybody. Whenever he gets his bum out of bed. Now we're going to help set up for a party Gorgon wants while he's out hunting." "Party?" both Kit and her father chimed. Kit had not been planning anything special for coming home. As for her father, she was not sure what his thoughts were. "Correct," Stephen replied as he leaned on the table. "Guess Gorgon is super excited that Sarah's alive after all this time. Wants to throw it for her." "I see," Kit remarked. "Wasn't planning on one, given what's been going on according to Orion, but if Gorgon wants it, he can have it." "So you've heard," Stephen noted, sipping on his own cup of tea. Kitcom's father glanced between the two of them, his eyes once again distant. Kit walked over to the counter and found a bag of jerky sitting there. She picked up the bag and decided to not fall into light banter with Stephen. Stephen knew it appeared, and given the moon phase, her father would not understand. "I'm going to catch up with the village. I'm sure they'll be happy to see me after all this time," Kit noted as she made for the door. "Don't get lost," Stephen teased. Kit glanced back at him with a smirk before exiting the house. Outside was more lively as the early morning crept on. Birds chirped, the villagers moving about. There was a charm to it that Kit had not realized she missed. The grass was glistening with both dew and the previous night's rain storm. I'm kidding. Pulling loose some jerky from the bag, Kit headed toward where a group of people was gathering. We're gathering. A group of people. No, works. Even she felt the welcoming air that everyone evoked. Okay. Even she felt the welcoming air that everyone evoking as they greeted Sarah. Kit was quick to notice the young members of the tribe hanging back. The young man was equipped to go hunting and was patiently waiting. The young girl, however, was looking mischievous. Kit gave a sad smile. The youngest member of the tribe was nearing adulthood, reminding Kit that things were not looking good. The youngest member of the tribe was nearing adulthood, reminding Kit that things were not looking good. Why? Orion and his wife were waiting, as Orion had faith in Kit's mission of finding a new home despite it taking her so long to make any headway. Her gaze fell upon the lad again. He had lost his parents in a hunting mishap, and his father's parents had taken him in. There you go. That thought made her smile vanish. The lad was her cousin through her mother. The Mothwings. Dang it, Mothula, you keep goobing. The Mothwings were once a stout family, and now they stood one lad. All right. Okay. So let's see, from the first 3 pages here, and you know, the little bit bleeding into page 4 here, I guess I would be asking myself at this point what I actually know about the world and the story and the characters. I don't really know much about the story at all. I do know some quirks and things about the characters, though, so that's good. All right. Let's see, some other comments in chat. There's lots of exposition in the beginning, which is odd because we're rendering this in Kit's perspective, and she knows this stuff. This happens a lot in the dialogue as well. Okay. It feels like it's picking up in the middle of the story. Sure, I can see that, yeah. I mean, Kit has memories of things, clearly. I'm a little confused as to some of the, like, purpose of some of the modifiers and some of the random callbacks that are being made. I feel like this works to a degree, but it just kind of feels like it's scattering very small details that don't lead anywhere, as opposed to building to something. Now, I've only read 4 pages, or 3 pages, so, you know, again, these are just my initial thoughts. Maybe they do go somewhere. The thing with the eyes, I'm a sucker for things with eyes, as long as it, like, is doing something. You know, you can learn a lot about a person by reading their eyes and seeing, you know, how they shift around, how they are centered, what are they doing, how much gleam is in them, how much gleam is in them. Oh, Smash Brothers. All right. But yeah, okay. Team gets beamed. No. All right. So yeah, a lot of details that I'm not terribly sure are actually going anywhere. This is always one of those discussion points that I know I got blasted a lot on when I was starting out. It has to do with, like, the character's clothing and everything. Like, and I know we've kind of bantered back and forth on this with the Discord as well, but it always does come into question, you know, how much do you describe someone's appearance or whatever? Are the clothes really important? Is there like a Chekhov's gun going on here? Does the author just want them to know? You know, do you just want the reader to know what they're wearing or anything? So, I mean, I've been guilty of this too in the past. Just really long-winded descriptions that don't actually add to anything. Here, there are a couple things about the descriptions that I suspect have something to do later. But yeah, I don't ever want to outright say just kill the outfit description, because that really is something that I just used to do. I think the problem is that, especially in Battlezone and Destiny's Horizon, I would, like, overkill it. You would know, like, every little knick-knack on these goofy outfits. And it worked for the cards, but it didn't really work for the characters. It wasn't like you didn't need to know that Christy had this random wristband on her right arm in particular, because you don't ever do anything with it. But yeah, whatever. Let's see. I think it's important to give the reader some semblance of what a character looks like. Like, yeah, I don't know. I agree with that. I just don't do it as much now, because I guess I'm assuming that people would see the cover, or like there'd be character art somewhere in the chapter or something, and so the reader would already know what they look like, and I'm just kind of wasting their time. Now here, obviously, of course, Shadow Wisher is not doing any such thing, so maybe like the description. I don't know, this is always just a bothersome topic to me. You never really know what the balance here is with how much description for the character there should be. Everyone's always got different take on it, and I guess I'm not sure where I stand anymore. Although I certainly have mostly killed writing out every outfit and everything. Just because I don't see what it contributes to my story in particular. Here, I get the sense that this is kind of going more slice of life. There's no, like, immediate threats. Everything is very character-centric. So maybe this is meant to give us a snapshot of the culture or something. So I don't know. I'm just reasoning through all the different possibilities here that maybe Shadow Wisher has either already latched onto one of them or will latch on to one of them. Or, you know, maybe she's still guessing and checking. Who knows? It sounds like a chapter 3 in a book. Only what you need to render the image is your opinion. Like the critical descriptions to create the image and spend the rest of your words getting into the action. Kit's scarf is important because it's a memento from her mom. Sure. Sure. If you happen to be writing a story with transformation sequences. Sure, right. Yeah. Freaking Sailor Moon, right? Yeah, part of the gimmick with Sailor Moon would be the actual outfit, so sure. Basic physical description lets the reader create an image on her. It does. I don't know. All right. Basically, you're having a hard time envisioning the culture. To make it stronger, you could jump right into the tension and slow it down for setup while keeping the tension as a backdrop. Sure. They seem mostly worried about the long-term health of the tribe more than an immediate conflict with people killing each other or something. Yeah, this is like very... Yeah. This is really where we're only supposed to care about the Mimians so far. And it's not really presented as though we're supposed to care about anything outside of the Mimians. So, I mean, you know, in that regard, then she wants to focus on the Mimians, which she's done. Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah, I guess we really have to figure out... Because I especially want to know for, like, Dokailo and everything. I want to figure out what this thing with the description is, because it's always very interesting. Because, again, I would give Blaine, like, an entire paragraph of description or something. Back in the day, and nobody seemed terribly, you know, annoyed by it. But at the same time, I would be able to, you know, believe that people would turn around and immediately say, but what was the point? So sure. I don't know. This one's always interesting. And the problem, I notice when, like, looking around for advice about this kind of stuff on the internet, is people don't tend to really find middle ground here. I find articles that are like, well, yeah, the reader's gotta know everything. And then there's articles that are like, who really cares? It doesn't have to do with the plot, so it's meaningless. You know, it's like nobody wants to meet in the middle and talk about middle ground. Everybody just wants to go to extremes, which is something that I'm really not okay with. So I don't know. At the very least, I can offer some insight on this. But this is something that has always driven me nuts, is how much freaking description do you give the characters? Now, when I write my cards, I don't mind so much writing an entire paragraph for a big monster appearance or a gigantic colossus with laser arms or something, because, you know, those things are immediately going to have a consequence on the duel. And if I'm trying to write out the action scene for the duel, then you kind of need to know what weapon is being used and what its job is. Maybe not necessarily where it's located, but sure. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's see. The exposition isn't doing its job, maybe. Exposition is there to make things clear, not confuse the audience even more. I guess I do find myself asking what the purpose of the exposition here is. I am not entirely convinced of what I'm supposed to be taking away from this, and maybe I'm not supposed to be taking anything away from it. Maybe it's just a bunch of notes about how the characters act and everything. But I do have to agree with Arceus's point that maybe if you talked a little bit more in general terms as to what the Mimian culture actually is, that would do a lot of helping. I mean, the channel knows what the Mimian culture is if they've seen far enough into Arpega. But I guess I would pretend that this is someone's first experience with the characters and the culture. So, like, this is a brand new, I don't want to say race, but this is a brand new thing that you've concocted here for this story. The first thing you want to do is invite the readers in. Let them know who these people are and what they're about. And maybe you do that later on, but again, I don't know that because first 3 pages. General description of Mimians, then zoom right down to the character perspective. That might not be bad. A lot of stories do stuff like that, sure. And it doesn't even have to be terribly long. It can just be like 1 or 2 paragraphs that people have the gist of at least who they are and what they can do. And then you reveal more as time passes. You know, then they read more, and then they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know they could do that. Or, that's another thing that they can do. That makes sense, given this first thing. Then you can just, like, extend and kind of expand on the things that you've already established this. Hey, Project, this is the first showcase story we're reading from Shadow Wisher here. Doesn't help that you're still figuring it out myself. Yeah, right. Yeah, if the writer doesn't know where they're going, then certainly the readers don't know where they're going. So, I mean, yeah, this is just a little snapshot of your idea, then sure. Then that's more than fine. Well, yeah, all right. This takes place in the Arpega universe. For now, it does. If I need to kill Season 2 later, it might not. Yeah. But sure, yeah. Okay. Alright, yeah. Now, is it going to be canon to Arpega? Probably not. Because Shadow Wisher and Jubs have all these, like, cool ideas and everything, but the only things that can actually be canon in Arpega are the things that show up in Arpega. So, I mean, we're not going to do, like, a shared canon thing or whatever. So, you know, don't take that, like, immediately to heart and be like, wham, you know, here's the side story for Arpega. No, Arpega is a Teamudf production. Kind of like one of my old friends from Pojo, Synchro, he's actually writing a story that takes place in the new era, but it's not like canon to Destiny's Horizon or anything. What? Spin-off. Yeah, something like that. There you go. There you go. Okay. Let's take a small break from reading now. Let's get to some, no, not that. Let's get to some art by Mac Booyah here. Now, the way that I understand this, Mac, is this was a picture that you took of your city and then decided to try to, like, draw something that's kind of like it. I wasn't entirely sure of the backstory here. No, that wasn't the end of the story. I'm just, you know, I don't want to overkill my voice here in the first few pages. My voice does not do good reading a lot of things in a row. I don't know why. I can talk all day, but if I'm, like, reading something, then it actually has an effect on... I don't know why. I don't know what the flid. Macbooya does not seem to be here. So he cannot explain these pictures to me. I wasn't sure if he took them, or if maybe he edited some. He said the word edit a few times. But yeah, some of them are a little taller than they are, you know, wide, as you can see. Like, there's a, you know, I can zoom out a little bit here. But yeah, I got the impression that Macbooya went and did something with Photoshop, maybe. Took a picture of New Orleans when you were at it. Okay. Leaning Tower of Macbooya. Here it is, everybody. It looks haunted. Coloration on the sky is great. I am a sucker for skies. Y'all know this by now. I feel like one of the things that ruins the haunt aspect is that I can see the whole thing and there's like people and cars down here. But I actually agree with you guys when you zoom in and just look at it as a tower and there's no sign of humans or anything whatsoever. It does look a little creepy. I like it. I like it. Let's see. Unholy actually showed up as well. Torj, I think, has been here. Albany sure is depressing. Oh, man. It turns out this showcase stream was just an excuse to bash on, like, Albany and New York and everything. Alright. Yeah, but it's fine. These are fine pictures, Macbooya. The State Capitol building. Only here because my imagination willed it. Yeah. I've had worse things happen. Alright. Oh, here's more of the tree. You can zoom out a little bit. This is all just... all the blasted things. Alright. Went there once to play with your high school orchestra at the Capitol. It was quite possibly one of the worst cities in the country. It's barely a town. Lived in New York from 2012 to early this year, and Albany in particular 2015 until this year. Oh, okay. That's right. This thing called outside. And so then I guess Mac was just trying to generally sketch the skyline here or something. Seems like it didn't turn out too bad. We had to do stuff like this for 7th grade and everything, where I guess you didn't like the tree. Is this a slide? What is this? But yeah, pretty good shots. Pretty good shots. Looks like a filter. Okay. Excellent. Well done, Macbooya. Why are people mentioning me in the Discord? Oh, Alright. I guess someone did @admins or something. Alright. MacBooey also apparently made a meme at some point. I think it's just a motivational poster or whatever. I wouldn't call it a meme. But there's a little cat. Little kitty. It's a little kitty. It's a little kitty. Is this your cat, MacBooey? Because, I mean, you made the poster, but if it's not your cat, then I don't know if it's actually community showcase stuff. It's not your cat. Ah! Okay. The showcase is canceled. No, okay. All right. Next up, we have Gaitera, submitted by Lord Darkfor for his, now, correct me if I'm wrong, this was a final exam that you had to do for a class in which you had to basically design the outline of a video game or something. And I'm supposing none of these images belong to Lord Darkfor. I'm sure he just grabbed them from some site, but... Alright. So... let us see here. Abstract. You are an ambitious minor god who has been forgotten by most of the world, except for a small group of followers that have been exiled from their home. It is up to you to guide them to prosperity and defend them from the various dangers found throughout the lands, whilst trying to find out what kind of god you are along the way. You know, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to put on some of the more peaceful Arpica music here, because again, just after a while, I get really bothered when there's no background noise, and I'm just talking consistently. I'm going to grab some small musics here. I'm actually going to mute the computer before I do this because I don't remember what volume level VLC is at. I made the right decision. Okay. Alright. Let's see, this is an isometric-styled, real-time, single-player, fantasy strategy city builder with roleplay aspects. The player is a god that has been able to choose a definite form, and as such may shape it to suit their desire. This ranges from the god's gender to their core beliefs or personality. These choices will reflect on your god's worshippers, and they too will change depending on the choices you make. So this sounds like a more in-depth version of Black and White. Anybody remember Black and White? However, you too can be subject to change with their belief on what type of god you are. Becomes too different from your current form. Your goal is to help your worshippers thrive in a wild and untamed land that they have been banished to. Alright. Oh, that's right, you did reference banished at some point. I remember this. Okay, I remember this now. Let's see, the art style is pseudo-realistic with a cartoonish vibe with actual characters having a more realistic anime style. NPCs would be a mix or lean closer to the general art style. Okay. Let's see, we've got core pieces here. Building and running of the city. Creation and development of player character. Diplomacy and war between not only the player character, followers, and other mortal groups found in the world, but the player character and other gods and mystical beings as well. Actual war between the PCs, followers, and other groups involve gathering troops from the populace and sending them at the enemies. Based on various factors like armor quality and training, along with military-type matchups will decide the victor. If a god doesn't give a helping hand, that is. However, the PC can only guide PC's people, and using their influence too many times in a short period may cause their followers to stop listening to them. They have their own lives too. These three parts, while technically separate, all connect and feed back into each other. One action and one part of the gameplay can have effects on the others. Primary platform would be Windows. Ew, Linux. I'm kidding, okay. Secondary platforms would be Linux. See, Dark4 is too smart. He didn't actually put this Apple computers nonsense. One of his group members probably did. I'm kidding, okay. Oh, there's some background story here. There's once a single being we now call the Mother Goddess. She was alone in a dark void. After many years of solitude, she began to wonder why there was no one else like her. Soon after, she created her first child. However, this child wanted a friend, so she made another child. This repeated several times until she had a great many children all floating in empty nothingness with her. Eventually, one of her children said they were bored and there was nothing to do, so she made the stars. When another child said they were bored of looking at the stars, she created the sun and so on, until eventually she created the very ground mortals walked on, with the Triforce of Power. This Gaiterra world and everyone on it, there are many wondrous things, apparently. Let's see, she gave different aspects of the world to different children. Her power began to wane. Before this became noticeable, she created one more thing, her last child. The Mother Goddess and her children began to grow estranged, and she wanted to be around her children more. Unable to close the distance that had been grown with her children, who they themselves were grown up and having children themselves, she created one last child and poured all her love into it. This child, unlike the others, cared very deeply for the Mother Goddess. I'm guessing this is the main character. That is not to say that the other children did not, but many of them wanted great power. Power that would have them make designs on their mother. This child quickly grew like others and soon had a small piece of Gaiterra to itself. The child gained many followers, and it returned her faith and kindness. The child also did not forget its mother and frequently vanished. This made the Mother Goddess very happy. However, the other children began to become jealous of the attention that the youngest was getting, because despite their great lust for power, they still loved their mother. In their jealousy, the children captured the youngest and ripped the poor child to pieces, leaving only a partial soul left in deference to the mother. This enraged the Mother Goddess. However, at this time, the Mother Goddess's powers has greatly waned, and no longer stand up to her children. As such, she could only watch as her children took the soul of the child and ripped the last vestments of its memories out of it. What remained was a husk. It had a will, but it was still a husk. One might even say it was an amorphous blob of a being with no definite shape or personality. Alright, okay. Husky hair is lip. Its only desire left was to protect its followers, who were also being ostracized or even straight up attacked. With what little power it had left, the child did all it could to protect them. This was not enough, as the followers were chased from country to country with little time to rest in between. Sometimes they found a place to build home for a while, enough to have a generation go by, but they would soon be sent packing by followers of a different child. Okay, so the children are feuding, and they're all coming after this one child's followers. Okay. In the forsaken lands of Gaiterra. Game begins just before the followers' exodus from their last home. Okay. So yeah, here we've got like a whole setup for not only the world, but I guess a universe, galaxy type situation here. It could be fixed up a bit, but I immediately know so much. I don't know the names of the children, but I'm sure we're getting to that. It's not even that important, really. I don't know, this works. So that works for a summary. Let's see, 2 objectives. Protect your people and make them thrive. So the city builder strategy aspect. Find out your past identity and define what god you are. So role-playing. Spread throughout the game world will be places holding the secrets of the past. Dun dun dun. Not all of it, but a good amount can be found there. Define what god you are, since you can be ever-changing. More blood for the blood god, yes. Children haven't been named yet? Okay. There are other objectives that can be found in the form of quest. Random events can occur and provide a goal for the player to achieve. Failing or completing these quests can have various outcomes. Alright, outcomes. Defeat. Reconciliation between player, gods, and truth. Get it? Get it? Get it? Okay. Become head god. Absolute victory. All other gods are dead or have no followers. How's this any different from become head god? If all the other gods are dead, doesn't that make you the head god? Maybe I'm thinking about this differently. No interference between gods. And some other ideas. Other sub-outcomes can occur based on the decision of the game, such as the fate of major kingdoms and empires. Important bits about our followers' civilization based on their actions. If a player achieves one or more of the outcomes, a cutscene will play and tell them what happens to the world when they do so. Cool. After that, the player will be given the option to continue playing with possible benefits or, you know, to do the whole save and quit thing. Okay, outcome with players defeated. They will not have the option to continue. Okay, cool. So let's say it'll be a typical game. Gathering resources, build the structures, get food. Gotta manage them resources. Types of resources are wood, stone, iron, gold, silver, animals, and food. No cards! What the? Come on, Dirk 4. No cards. This is unbelievable. Okay, cool. Great. Use and guidance of the population. The player has an indirect control over followers. These followers can also be called to the player. Can all be called the Pops. Alright. They get jobs and they can work and stuff. Okay. Let's see. Combat. No favor. How is this Age of Mythology again? Combat simple. Players select your soldiers, direct them at the enemy. They engage. Do some stat battles. Okay, and a little small example down here at the bottom. Trade and diplomacy. This all seems nice and typical so far. A lot of good stuff. This might be Dark 4's version of Cube Game, just something to, like, keep in the back of his head until it's actually possible. Relationship between player god and your followers, sure. Little small details based on the gender. Okay. Oh no. Alter the belief. Relationship between player god and other gods. They hate each other. No, okay. Basically, typical deception stuff. Gain allies, screw them over, or do the thing. Defeat them. Sealed god can slowly change. Okay. Ooh. They're actually manipulating. Okay, I like this. This is nifty. Alright. That's interesting. Got events, quests. You can explore the maps. Fog of War. Pretty typical RTS stuff. Magic! Magic is everywhere in Gaitera. People, animals, plants, and the very ground. Imagine just magic ground getting pissed off and showering you with some fire bolts or something. Non-magical creatures don't regularly produce creatures with high magic and for mechanical creatures. I'm not sure. So I'm guessing there's going to be a reason to have one or the other. Oh, here we go. So let's see. Name, type, gender and age, physical appearance, ambitions, home, social status, interesting. Beliefs, it's a god. A god, do I really need to describe what a god is? Alright. We went, is a god. Occupation. I'm guessing this is some kind of... Strengths is a god. Weaknesses, really weak for a god. That's pretty good. Alright. Mother Goddess, the High Priest and Priestesses, spread the word. On the plus, you're a god. On the negative side, you're kind of a sucky god. There you go. Okay, just an outline you filled in. Alright. A mega planet. Yes. Modeled after Europe's ecosystem. Okay, alright. Got the controls. Maybe contact your previous employer is a god. Alright. Gameplay aids. Maybe reword this to gameplay support. Alright. Tooltips. Dialogue. Some definition-based things here. Okay. Ooh. Your professor chose some interesting wording there. Gameplay aids. Alright. Well, I mean, whatever. Gameplay advice, tips and hints, sure, yeah. Yeah, maybe the professor did it just a meme, who knows. You know what's interesting? I can actually see this clearer on the OBS preview than on the actual document. That's interesting. The problem is that I can't read it on that one. You know what? Come on in a little bit here. Scene 1, head priest, priestess praying to you and telling you his or her worries along with a brief history on the current situation. A couple of priests from the major and official religion in the Kingdom Empire, much to the annoyance of your followers. Let's see, the head priest, priestess. Something. Something cones out? I don't know what that is. Phones out, falls out, one's out. To either diffuse the argument or further instigate a fight, depending on the characteristics you chose for your god. Alright. Let's see. The unwanted priests and guards leave while the head priestess preaches about peace. Changes based on a major choice. Alright. The unwanted priests run something while the guards lie dead in blood, in a pool of blood. Some of your followers also die, and the head priest is praised for their soul. This is changed based on it. Okay. Head priest is speaking to the major community. members about the likelihood of your followers being banished and that they should prepare. The villagers, your followers, packing up their stuff and supplies for the trip on one of the carts. The other priests return with a large amount of guards to inform your followers of their banished from the Kingdom Empire. Okay. Your followers begin their journey to the location they are banished to. That's interesting to think about, actually. Do you get banished to a particular location, or you just get banished outside of the... That's something interesting to think about. Because, like, if you got banished to a particular location, what would stop you from just going somewhere else? Like, I don't know. That's just some shower thoughts for the day or something. Some random BSing around. They set up camp. Oh, here we got like a nice flowchart. Let's see. Beginning of event chain. Encounter a dryad. So this is an example, I'm guessing. Trigger. Too much defrosting of a forest. Deforesting of a forest. Defrosting. Yep. Dryad appears and captures the player's followers who are chopping down the forest. Let's see. We can send soldiers to fight, ignore the problem, and try to establish dialogue. We can either win or lose the fight. If we ignore the problem, more people are slightly taken away until the problem's resolved. Player establishes dialogue. We can agree to leave the forest alone in return for the followers, or convince the dryad to allow the followers to continue to harvest the wood if they actively plant more trees. Alright. Let's see. If we win the fight, no more dryad problem in the forest. The event ends. If we lose, the dryad becomes infuriated, begins to attack the city. More fights, which we can win or lose. Alright. Go back on your word. Interesting. Swindle people we can. After a period of time where you honor the deal. Become friends with the dryad and become established. Okay, alright. Character design. Amorphous blob mixed with a wisp. Mother Goddess is also wisp-like, but more definite form. She looks more like the left image, but with the detail and slightly more realism of the right. It's not as creepy. She should give off a more kind and caring look, just like a mother would, like, okay, when she's looking at her child. Okay. Alright. Nope, or... Let's see. Oh, we've got music. Sadly, we can't listen to it on the stream, but he left us some music samples that would give his chosen, I guess, tone. Visp. Sound effects. Construction noises. Horse neighs. I know this is, some of this is just going to be formality, like your professor asked you to list these things out. It's just very funny when you look at these things in words and think about them being on like a list. That looks to be it. Music is a god. Make it tough for the modding community. Oh, God. Alright, well done, Dark 4. Looks like an interesting outline. Hopefully you do find time to work on it later. I do often like the premise behind most city builders and, you know, godly control or getting minions or whatever. I just find that I don't end up playing a lot of them because I have really ambitious ideas for what a city builder would be. I don't know. I just am not good with city builders, apparently. Being realistic, I go a little insane. That does look interesting, though. City Skylines was pretty great. Black and white, like I said, was kind of fun. It could be formulaic at times. Okay. Yeah, I for sure don't have much experience with them. I just know that I usually tend to be more ambitious than whatever the intent was there. Alright, Shadow Wisher, is there a particular scene from the rest of the Segment 1, Well of Silence, that you would like us to take a look at? And if so, which pages might I find it on? Alright, doesn't seem to be any preference. All these are available in the Discord, so remember, if you want to go a little further than what we do on stream, please check all of the things out on the Discord. Check them out. Do it. Do it. Okay. Alright, let's take a short break here. And then, well actually, no, we don't need to take a short break. Right, because I'm recording. I don't want to take a short break. Bad idea. Okay, next thing. Darn it. I think I have to reboot. So you see, hang on. Let me try something. I might get lucky. Ah! Did not get lucky. Alright. This is Prometheus Eternal Hero, submitted by Shoshone the Elegant on Piers EC. I do believe this is already a completely finished and whatever quest, but, you know, for the purpose of the showcase here, we might not do all of it. The description says, play as Prometheus in a quest to recover 8 artifacts and defeat the Black Forge. It's an NES-style quest with a developing story. Alright, so it seems like your typical 8-dungeon NES fanfare. Let's take a look. So let's take a look. God dang it. I just keep happening. There we go. Okay. Here. Oh, you know what? I lied. Let me move the screen so I can see it. Okay. The legend of Prometheus began 500 years ago. During the divine summit that took place on that day, Prometheus stole the flame of hope from the gods, releasing hope to the entire world. However, as punishment for his actions, Zeus cursed Prometheus with eternal life and tortured him endlessly. Tied to a rock, vultures would attack Prometheus every day, causing him excruciating pain. Now Prometheus has been released. But what effect did the actions have on the world? Hold style, press down, I guess. Prometheus, my name is Pandora. We have met before. Oh, Chrono Trigger music. But at that time, I was your enemy. You will remember me as Elpis. Yippee! No, okay, Elpis. In that time, I was hardly a physical being. Thanks to you. Though I am now able to move freely, and with my own free will. I am grateful. That is why I released you. Hope is a double-edged sword, and that is why I asked for help. You have proven yourself a noble and selfless individual by sacrificing yourself. I appreciate your kindness. What is the help I can provide? I don't know what voice I'm going to give him. I believe you're the one who could change this world. When you released the flame, backlash was inevitable to follow. While all deserve their right to hope and free will, light allows the existence of evil intent. Many people were able to handle it, but others could not. Throughout the land, people were facing their own struggles, and they need help. What should I do? Explore the world, help the peoples, bring down the gods that disturb the peace. The gods are causing issues, those rapscallions. And their leaders in the heavens. But to reach them, you have to uncover 8 artifacts. Where are the artifacts? First, search the fleet by the shore. You shall find the ferryman of Styx. His oar is one. I shall head there immediately. But may I ask one more question? Where is Zeus? Zeus has fallen. His throne taken over. Well, sucks to be him, I guess. We no longer know of his whereabouts, sadly. Then my powers are gone. How do I fight without them? Fear not, I have recovered your staff. It won't get you far, but you're sure to find other items to aid you on your journey. I am forever grateful. I shall accomplish this mission and save the land. I believe in you, and I shall meet you later in your quest. You do not wish to join me? I have my own task to see to in the desert to the west. I'll join afterwards. Well, good luck, and stay safe, Pandora. Or don't. I don't really care. Alright, we got fire. Oh god, it costs magic, but our magic recharges, it looks like. Alright, we got custom graphics, it looks like. Some of them initially look a little clashy, but I guess we'll see how it goes. Keep burning things. Is this an entrance? Oh, it is. Okay. Hope you succeed on your quest. We'd love to get our homes back from the forest burglars. You have the appropriate artifact that can give you info on enemy territory in the factory. No! Okay. Walls look nice, but you're not sold on the character sprites. You'll never see our people in the forest after what happened to us. We stick together. Alright. Be gone, Scorpion. Oh, we got a bomb. You know what? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. I can't go that way. What is? Oh. I actually don't know what that was. If anyone notices what that changed, go ahead and let me know, I guess. Oh. Level 1, the satellite. TS? What have you done? Got a compass. I'll show you the location of this dungeon's artifact. This isn't a satellite, it's a boat. The cherries or the health? What's this? Don't know. We gotta find TS and question him about this. There's some goobin going on here. Okay, that's magic. Alright. You got a map. Shows you the detailed layout of the dojon. We can also exit the dojon if we want. Doesn't seem like it'll do anything for us, though. There's a small key. Got a small key. Oh. Big ol' statue. Oh no. Was that some celery? What did we just pick up? We're getting salad. Oh god. That's a windrobe in level 1. Alright. Alright, everybody. Are these herpes? The hoppy lady. Alright. Actually, you know what? Let me get some magic back. Oh, 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 oh. Oh! Ringleader. And we got another small Kia. Custom art. 10 out of 10 better than everything else. Yep. Got more salad. Let's see. Okay, we've explored most of this part of the fleet, it looks like. Oh, I didn't go down there, though. Probably should head back that way just so I don't lose track of things. Oh, wait, this is the exit. Never mind. Never mind. Alright, so it's actually down there. Oh, but I want to get keys, probably. Let's explorate some more. Yeah, I don't know. Everything does kind of blend in. I'm not too sure what most of the graphics are. Why is it Ferryman Fleet if it's the satellite? I don't know. Maybe the insinuation is that TS had something to do with it. Alright, we need some big old keys. Oh, this room reminds me of that one Goof Troop game on Super Nintendo. Wait, was that on Super Nintendo or was that on Sega Genesis? I don't remember. Oh. Is that an item or is that like scenery? Have I seen anything else like that yet? Anyone remember? That's an item? Okay. Oh yeah, because it would have phased out with the... Okay. Yeah, definitely hard to tell what some of the graphics are supposed to be. Hopefully it's a sword. Alright, here's another key we can grab. Got a small key. Or Akia knows it's an item because he played the game. Alright. Here you go. beat level 1 but never got back to it. Okay. Well, we need to spend a key to go this way, so let's just do it. I don't want to come back all the way around. You found Copus Blade, Sword of a Fallen Warrior. Alright, we got a sword. It's a stabby sword. Scary sword. Oh, these are... Okay. Alright. We can cut these things. Probably could have changed the sound from bush to something else. I wonder why it lets me up here. I wonder if it has to do with that. No, probably not. There's one on the other wall. Be gone, enemies. Alright, so let's see. We need keys to go up that way. Why don't we head this other way first, though? Make sure we're not missing anything. Oh, where's that key door down there? Okay. Oh, right, this level... Which, does not bring me back to the beginning, brings me to a random room, maybe? Alright, let's check out this part of the ship. Might have us a big key or something. Oh. Ooh, yep, big key, Oh, Prometheus, come here. Don't tell me what to do. Uh-oh. Found him. Use it to reach the captain's room. I appreciate that the items seem to be specifically named for the level. Like, the small keys are saying use it on this fleet or whatever. It's not just generic text. That is a nice touch. Oh, you found an olive. Oh, it's a heart piece. Okay. Collect 4 olives for more heart container, everybody. I guess that's how this works. I'm not too sure. Watching Driftwood the other day, and he said the poison state is cliche. What? Did he pose an alternative? Alright, everybody. Pick a door. Left or right. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. ZC handles keys in a specific way. That's right, what about the bouncy flask? Oh, got a 4-way ladder. Pass over small pits or water. Okay. Did I just get a 3? Is that what that was? I think I just got a 3. Oh. Oh, that script isn't in here. Okay. Alright. Looks like we might be wrapping up with this one. Some of the graphics clash. Yeah. It is a little hard to tell what certain things are. I agree. I do applaud the effort, but it is just a smidgen hard to tell sometimes what's going on. We might be coming back. That away. Either that or there's some kind of secret. Uh-oh. But what would the secret be? Because, I mean, this isn't on the map, so I don't suspect it leads to anything, but at the same time, why is it here if it doesn't lead to anything? Oh. Ah. Oh, it's just for a fairy. Okay. I'm not really sure if a fairy is off the screen secret worthy, especially when push blocks are random and getting back. Like, actually, how do I... It is a big level 1, but there's not much going on, so that's fine. I think the size of the level fits the content. I actually don't see how to get out of this area, though, now that I've, like, come here, because neither one of these pushes. Maybe I can escape over here. Alright, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's a secret, honestly. That could maybe have been the heart piece instead. Like, all things considered, that does seem really pointless. I need the stepladder to go here. Okay, let's see what the boost is. More pirates. Arr. Oh wait, this isn't the boss, maybe. There's something. Oh, it's money. Okay. Prometheus, it can't be. You're back, but I thought you were tied up for all eternity. Not that I was ever behind that, of course. You were the one who we can thank for our newfound ability to hope. For our newfound ability to hope. And be free. I apologize for how my pirates have treated you as an invader. I'm grateful for your sacrifice, but what brings you to the fleet? You are the ferryman of Styx, Charon. What brings you out of the underworld? Oh, I do apologize for not explaining myself. You see, the ruler of the underworld has gone missing. I'm searching for him. What brings you to my fleet? I have returned to a sure balance and to make sure freedom and hope are not corrupted. I have heard a god resides in the heavens and has taken over. You heard correctly. But what does that have to do with me? Oh, don't tell me. You can't be insisting that I am in allegiance with such villains. That wasn't my purpose in coming here. I only came to seek out an artifact that will help me reach the heavens and accomplish my goal of balance. Oh, my ore. That is in the next room. You may have it, but only if you promise to succeed. Of course, that's my mission after all. By the way, oh yeah. What you mentioned about your allegiances. It is one to be called into question when your pirates are pillaging innocent villagers and pouring your coast. You question my loyalties, boy? Do not understand who I am? I'm the master of death. Mortals like you do not have a right to question me. If you took a closer look at this land, you would understand it's cursed. This ice doesn't come naturally. It can only be caused by an item of the Pantheon. I thought you would understand. Such a shame. Sure, I thought you might be the eternal hero. Gotta get him. He's a douchebag. Uh-oh. Interesting music. Got him. You found an olive branch. Ha 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 ha. Get it? Okay. It's a hard container. Give me more stuff. And we gotta solve a Link to the Past puzzle before we can get this item. Actually, I might have to reset that. You know what? Hang on. Maybe not. Aww. Alright, let me look at this group a little closer. Yeah, that one doesn't push up. Okay, just making sure. Alright. Yeah, interesting that is an instant warp. Not sure what the decision was there. Alright, let's see. Oh, this one doesn't push down. Oh, okay. So I kind of need to do it this way. Alright. This one doesn't push down either. Yeah, that's probably just a small error. No big deal. None of these, like, break, do they? Weird. Guess I can't... Wait, unless I can get in... Ah, there we go. But now I can't... Now I can't get in there. Okay, alright. What am I missing here? Also, please mark your freaking push blocks, dude. Like, this goes out to everybody. Mark your freaking push blocks. Because, what, if that's left and right, then why did that one go down? So I don't buy that these are directions. Are they marked with a subtle change of color? I actually can't notice that. Oh, god dang it. They're marked with a subtle change of color. Cool. Alright, well, you're gonna have to help me out then, chat, because I can't do subtle change in color. Okay, so that one... Oh, this one moves, like, multiple ways. Okay. Alright, I still don't know how to solve the puzzle, though. See, that looks red to me, but... Okay. Alright. Yeah, you gotta maybe do something more than subtle colors, everybody. You have to account for people with, like, partial color blindness. I did not even notice that those were differently colored, dude. I just couldn't see it. Alright, a strange level 1? To say the least, but it's there. Kinda does the job. Oh, hi, I did open a door with it, with a sword. My neighbor has a net bag that I need. If you bring it to me, I'll let you have this olive. Okay, so there's trading quests. Like, red-blue switches at least stand out because red and blue are very different. That's like gray with red on it, and then it's like a sharper red. Like, I had to really look before I could actually tell the difference. Okay, same dialogue as before. Tried to go to the Amazons up north, but I got lost before I could reach their officials. Just work in the factory. It's run by hostile elf creatures. Okay. Nah, I'm good. The idea behind the info stuff is kind of nifty. Let's see, no one's ever gone to the ice pits. No one who has ever gone to the ice pits has come back alive. It's extremely dangerous. You got a net bag. Oh. That's fast. Thank you for helping me out. Hey, we got a olive. We got a olive. Yeah, if it's a very subtle change in color, I can't notice it. It's not, I don't even think it's a particular kind of color blindness. I just can't tell between different, yeah. I don't know. If they're like close in any way, they'll all just look the same to me. That was red on brown? Yeah. Like, okay, hang on. Like, this is gray on brown to me. So it's not like it's bad. It's just that if there's something that looks exactly like it, and it's very subtly different, then I'm not going to notice it. Like the red on brown, I didn't notice until you guys even brought it up. I'd go through the Amazon village to the north to get to the shipyard, but men are shot on sight. Keep our doors shut at all times so pirates can't walk in and pillage anymore. We used to be a peaceful little village that all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Whatever, that's the only time I'm going to reference that freaking thing. I wonder if there's a bombable wall here. Although, okay. Yeah, the olives are the heart pieces, pretty much. Let's see what else we can find with... Oh, you know what? Okay. It's from the pirate shipyard, but it's a lost cause with their ships blocking the way. I guess this person has nothing to say. Music? Hello? Alright, let us turn off the music for a short bit here, while the, dang it, that was the wrong one, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the Master Medieval. Oh, you know what? This isn't controlled by this anymore, right? That one program took that over. This is also enhanced music. I actually can't... Okay, hang on. Here, I'll just, like, turn it off for a bit. Alright. Except now there's no sound. Here, let me just... Because I hate messing with these freaking settings, because then it takes forever to get them back. Okay, what actually controls this, then? Because neither one of the... Oh, I need to F6? Okay. Right, I'm working with ZC. I'm not working with anything that was, like, programmed well. I keep forgetting this. Okay. It also looks like this was entirely pointless anyway. Alright. Let's bring it back. God dang it. Alright, yeah, music in that area needs to be checked. Okay. We don't have the item that will let us get the thing yet. Have you ever seen a thunder eagle? Apparently they're really strong creatures that protect a pirate shipyard. Oh. Alright, let's see. Oh, god dang it! Okay, we died. Whatever. Alright. We'll do another area. Hey, 139. Okay, ice pits have actual music. And more wind. We were... Alright, that's at least 4 hearts of damage. Okay. Alright, probably not supposed to be here yet. Wait, was that a pit that just made me drown? God dang it. That was a pit that made me drown. Alright. Okay. So, why are there, like, really basic level 1 enemies above, and then, like, freight trains below? That seems a little miscast. Those are ghosts. Oh, those are Armos. I'm guessing these activate some kind of shortcut. Oops. Is this any different? Wind-up factory. Level 7. Oh my, okay, alright. 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 just kinda casually hanging out near level 1. Before I had to leave my forest home, I had a peaceful life, but now I can't even walk outside. I want to live in the snowy area, but when the forest was taken over, I was forced to choose between here or the desert to the west, and rather be cold than hot. Oh, hi. You found a fish. We got Super Mario RPG music. Well, that had a stepladder check, so maybe we're going this way. Let's find out. No, it's stealing my money. God dang it. Yeah, this area looks fine. I think this area more so highlights the strength of instrumentality. Got an olive. One more olive. And we will die slightly slower. Not pinpointed any actual bomb spots yet. Better keep looking. Oh! Well, there you go. Oh, that's burnable. That's a different color. That is not burnable. Never mind. Okay. There. Let's see. We can still go that way. You know what's weird? These things don't look anything like Mouser from Mario, but I'm for some reason reminded of Mouser from Mario. Some kind of aquarium below this fountain, but a cold piece of blade can't open the way. Well, too bad, I'm gonna do it anyway. God dang it! They were right. The mall would be really convenient if all these monsters weren't roaming through the forest. Alright. That was a heart piece. Oh, I need a thing. Ah, here we go. Oh, was that wind? Wait, what? That was wind. What's the obsession with wind? Is this a Moosh joke or something? Because that only works in Moosh quests. Every other time it's just annoying. What? Wait, where the heck did I appear? Oh, at the top of the... Okay, I got you. Continue point's a little strange, but... I mean... They're also strange in base ZC, so... Whatever. Yeah, no, okay, alright. Don't worry, guys, if I just die, I'll teleport closer where I want to go. Alright, Queen lives in the northwest part of the village next to a grove. You should see her. If you're that Prometheus, I hope you gain favor within our tribe. We Amazons have had trouble with the Gator Men to the east. They overpower our warriors. This land used to be entirely swamp, even through the camps to the west. I understand why the Gator Men do not like us, since this used to be their land, but we never told them they had to leave. They just left themselves as we built homes. Oh, right, you're like doing 5 million. Okay. The hunt to figure out where I'm supposed to be continues, everybody. Okay, well that needs a hammer. Prove ourselves to Pan. Ah, god dang it. Alright, I'm guessing I'm not supposed to be here either. We're getting beat up. Nope. Okay, that's nothing. Yeah, I mean, once you get the stepladder, you start looking for stepladder things. Yeah, this is the thing you don't like about NES-style quests. Spending all your time only finding things you can't actually do yet isn't very fun. Spend 3 hours wandering to the next place gimmick from the NES is one that could stand to go away. Yeah. Not my favorite gimmick, all things considered. Okay. I'm not finding any bombable walls anywhere. Okay, where else can we actually travel? That looks doable. Oh. Went through the water. Okay. Let's try over here. Here's another construct of some sort. Do bombs hurt you in this quest? No. Neither does fire. What about this thing? Is that... No. Okay. That looks like some kind of trigger. Oh, maybe not. Maybe now it's just a decoration. Keep looking for bombable walls. Eventually, bombable walls will show up. Why dodge them? It's a better habit to have to dodge them than to not. Okay, well, here's the desert that Pandora said she'd be at. Oh, I recognize this music. What is it from? Superstar Saga. Oh, I must have heard it in ZC then, because I never played Superstar Saga. Level 3, darn it. Use the Gorgon heads to pass the Gorgon doors, but only Gleaves of great strength can break through the pyramid lock. The heck? Here. I don't feel like looking for level 2. Let's see how far we can get into level 3. Of course, now we run the risk of not being able to complete the dungeon because, you know, we're just missing an item, but we'll see. Wish I could find a better shield somewhere. Seems like I should have had a better sword by now, maybe? I don't know, maybe not. Alright, there's the map. Pretty short-looking dungeon. Ah. Oh, there's a way to go over here. Let's see. Big spider. Oh. Oh. I guess I was supposed to come from up here and then hit that? How would I know that, though? Yeah, I think these are bookcases. More wind. Oh! Right. Okay. Okay, so we probably just want the bow or something? I don't know. Alright. Okay, there's another switch I might be able to get. Actually, no, I can't. Darn. One step too little for that. Ah, jeez. Alright. Oh, there's another potion. Probably stack. They do, okay. Ah. Alright. Found a Gorgon head. Use its magic to get through a Gorgon door. Alright. Ah. Alright, we'll give, like, one more honest effort through the dungeon, and then I think we'll call it. Like, it's alright, but... I don't feel like wandering a bunch. I'd rather play some SCP, honestly. Here's another, Gorgon head. Can I actually carry more than... Oh, yeah, those are keys. Wait, so are the keys being dropped randomly by the enemies, or am I supposed to be killing specific Gorgons? Because these are the small keys for this dungeon. Look, I have 2 small keys. Please tell me it's not that I'm just supposed to kill random Gorgons and hope that I get keys. That would not be my favorite thing, honestly. Alright, well... Okay, we made it partway through level 3, I guess. Alright, so that was an intro to Prometheus Eternal Hero by Shoshone the Elegant. I don't... It's alright. The graphics do make things confusing, but... I don't know. Yeah, like, level 1 wasn't bad. I'm sure it fits the definition of the Z1 quest by, like, you know, you wander around and do things and whatever. We might continue it later, but I just don't want to spend, like, 50,000 years on it tonight. And, so yeah, we'll, maybe take care of more of this another time. But yeah, it does not seem like my chat is a big fan of the palettes and the graphics. There's been a lot of comments on that. Good effort, middling results, sure. Oh, Rain, like, said something that I thought I could agree with. Let's see, I think this might be a pretty good statement on the current state of ZC. There's so little happening that this creator might not have had the feedback he needed to fix a lot of these glaring issues. Appreciate the effort and care that went into making a custom story with a ton of custom assets. Yes, for sure. Yeah, making things from scratch is definitely very difficult. And usually worth the effort, but, they are very hard to, like, get a read on and things, so... That combined with the initial having to run around and find what you're doing, I mean, the stepladder opens a bunch of things that it doesn't seem like I'm supposed to be doing yet. At least I don't assume I'm supposed to be taking insta-deaths and 3 hearts of damage from random things. But, you know, there you go. Because, I mean, I don't want to say too much on the Z1 style itself, because I don't inherently like the Z1 style. I don't enjoy running around blind sniping things on the map and saying, oh, I guess I'm not supposed to be here yet, or I'm, you know, I guess I'll come back to this later, but I don't know, it's not my thing. But at the very least, the level intros are there to let you know this is the wrong level. But I don't want to say too much about having to wander itself, just because that's something I don't inherently like doing. But yeah, okay. So that was the first look at Prometheus. Alright, let's close out ZC for now, and everything else ZC related for today. But before we end day 1 of the showcase, I suppose we should have some Ethan and Elena by Jaina. She got ideas for outfits, and she wanted to, like, do something that was Square Enix related, I guess. So here's some Ethan and Elena for you, everybody, from Dokilo. I especially like the little flame patterns here on Elena's dress. You can't kind of see them in full because, yeah. So it's a bit of a different style than what we've been seeing before, but she just wanted to, you know, crank out some of these outfits and stuff, and I actually really like them. Elena's skirt is amazing. I like how Ethan's outfit comes together. Elena's even got, like, little gloves and stuff like that, so, yeah. You like the thicker outlines? They look like Kingdom Hearts characters. Great art as always. Yeah, I did point out the hand thing to Gina, and she was aware, but she just didn't want to, like, fix it at the time. But she is aware of the hand. I was trying to figure out if Ethan's... Yeah, if you put them side by side, Ethan looks gigantic compared to Elena. But, you know, these were not drawn on the same... whatever, so I don't know, yeah. Yeah, if I look at them individually, yeah, these are really fantastic. De good. You know what they say about people with big feet? Oh, man. These could also just be... Yeah, gigantic shoes or something. Gina's detail work is good. Yeah, I agree. Gina does really well with small details and stuff. She goes a little fast sometimes, so I think that's partly why you end up with things like the hand and maybe the feet, or how Ethan's legs, like, look ginormous compared to Elena's, but it's not like any of this is going anywhere specific anyway. We've got time. We're just playing around for now. Yeah, it's like Ethan is just like a hulking tree trunk, I don't know. He's like getting ready to chop down a forest or something here with these, yeah. But yeah, Ethan's pants were fantastic. I like those. I do like the setup of the jacket, the little vest thing as well. That's nice. Yeah, the outfits just really come together for me. I really enjoy these outfits. For sure. For sure. He's gonna karate chop down a forest. Ha ha ha. There you go. All right. That is day one of the Teamudf Community Showcase, everybody. We will do some more later this week. If you're on YouTube later, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.